checking the sound to make sure we have sound on Twitch, because sound not on Twitch is good. Or, I mean, no sound on Twitch is not good. And here it comes. And we have sound. Yay. All right.
Yes.
And Dementia Radio now. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the FuMPCast. Luke Ski is in Europe this week with his family, doing family-type European things. So it's just me this week, and I'm here with Steve Goodie. How you doing, Steve?
I'm fine, although Euro Disney sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Luke is excited. He and Kalani are going to be going to Euro Disney at some point.
Yeah, he's been talking about it for months.
Yes, he has. So welcome to episode 733 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, July 4th, 2024. The title of this week's episode has nothing to do with the 4th of July. It is instead Stupid Ticket. So there.
Excellent.
Which, now that I think of it, actually has a lot to do with the 4th of July and the upcoming election.
Certainly the stupid part.
Yeah. It's amazing how the randomizer works when I pick random words. Anyway, let's do the catch-up thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what? Oh, he's right.
So since Luke's not here, I'll go. I don't have a lot to talk about, so this will be quick. Mostly I've been working on my low-run CD business, and Drew Jacobs got in touch with me the other day asking me if I could do CD sleeves instead of jewel cases. And I was like, I did that for Kyle once. Let me see if I remember how. So I broke out my Cricut machine, and I found the software, and I had to update the software, and I figured out how to use the thing again, and I made a test. So I made a test of Drew's CD sleeve, so the CD goes in there, and nice. It looks nice. This is not the correct stock. This is the stock I normally use for the inserts. It's not thick enough, and I have to add some bleed to Drew's image because he didn't give me any bleed. But he was happy with this, so he placed his order. So I've got my first official order of the new business. So
wow.
When the
proper how much that cost a person?
He's ordering 20 of these, which I think his total came to about $70. So $3 something a piece.
Okay. All right then.
Something like that. So yeah. So once the official 80-pound gloss arrives on Saturday, I can get these bad boys into production.
Nice.
And yes, Wildcard says it needs back cover text. Yeah, I mentioned that to Drew, and he sent me a design. It's just was just before he did that. So his will have a back cover. So that's about all I've been up to. Steve, what have you been up to?
Oh, so many things. Wrapping up the production of my 38th CD, which is called The Adventures of Super Dork and Fangirl. Our friend Chuck, who's quite the brilliant artist. Mm-hmm. She designed all the artwork. It's a CD. I can actually be proud of how it looks. So that's nice. And I've been working on a video that goes with the 1-minute theme song of Super Dork and Fangirl, as if it was a cartoon series, using the graphics that she created for the inside of the CD art. It's a 6-panel thing. I don't think I've ever done 6 panels before. 2 of those panels are each divided into 4 sub-panels. It's a cartoon. It's an 8-panel cartoon of Super Dork and Fangirl going on an adventure. So I made a video of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Showing that stuff, and it's just about done. So I might get that posted pretty soon.
Yeah, Chuck's in the chat, so don't say anything bad about her.
Why would I do that? That would be like inviting a police officer into your car and then going 100 miles an hour. That would be one stupid ticket.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. I have nothing bad to say about Chuck, even if I was being careful. There's nothing to...
No. Nothing
That's
at all.
awesome.
All right. Anything else, or should we get on to the music?
Just getting ready to go to Edinburgh, doing the big show, and panicking about all the details that need to be taken care of. But it's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's fine. Not to worry about.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I'll do it myself.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of fine, I'll do it myself. Let's get into my song for the week.
Yay.
Because why not? Here is my new track, Lawyer Up, by Devo Spice, featuring the great Luke Ski, who's not here.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Hamflaps. $300,000. As I live like a king, I soon thought of something.
This process could make us all rich.
Cha-ching! You think I don't know that?
Whoa.
I'ma do that.
Whoa.
I'ma sue that.
Whoa.
And then sue that. I sued my own cousin cause he borrowed my drill. Now I'm 2 settlements away from a cool mill.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improve.
It's the perfect crime and it works every time. And I see my social status is climbing now.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improves. Get 'em,
Get 'em.
get 'em, hit 'em, hit 'em, hit 'em.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to state that I was severely
I
traumatized.
broke in your house to steal your TV. I slipped and I fell. Your dog bit me. You think you're the victim? Well, here's my new dictum. You're gonna be sorry, cause I know how to pick 'em. Lawyer up, file that suit. I get big money and your little dog too. And I'll buy him one of those fancy diamond collars, cause I'm suing for $11 billion.
Like 87 on the ground.
Sounds like you were too.
We were stuck aboard a 747 with no legroom. We were 12 minutes late. By the time we left the gate,
Lawyer up.
oh man, I can't wait. My leg got a cramp. I had to ask twice. The free drink I got didn't come with any ice. And the in-flight movie was Smokey and the Bandit. Now represented by a law firm who understands it.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improve.
I saw more than I could handle on TV. What a scandal, so shocked I couldn't even change the channel now.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improves. Get 'em,
Get 'em.
get 'em, hit 'em,
Hit him.
hit 'em.
Your Honor, my children could have seen bare female shoulders.
I'm a true game player. It's America's way for me to get mine. I think I may have hit pay dirt. Don't call it green, call it my new creed. And what pays for this occurrence? Insurance, file for free. Lawyers take a fee. It's a shopping spree. Still have time for tea. There's no stopping me. Now I live carefree. It's the REVENUE.
Take 'em out to eat, my boys, it's my treat. Big pile of meat, don't mean to be rude, but you bought too much food, I couldn't eat. All of that is what you're saying is that I'm a fat dude? So that's slander, ask any bystander. Got strong enough lawyers to sue Copacabana. I'ma own this restaurant, and quite fast.
And then?
I'ma fire your ass, yes indeed.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improve.
Can't smoke on a flight or when I'm pumping gas at night. Yeah, that violates my civil rights.
Lawyer up, file that suit. Lawyer up, lifestyle improves. Get 'em,
Get 'em.
get 'em, hit 'em,
Hit 'em.
hit 'em.
Your Honor, he looked at me in a way that clearly implied, do you have a problem with that? Which I believe to be a threat, and now I fear for my own safety. I would like to request a restraining order that forbids him from looking in my general direction, plus restitution in the amount of $3 million, a new Lamborghini, a lifetime supply of Popeye's chicken, and a complete set of the first generation Transformers, new inbox. And the Megatron needs to turn into a gun and not a tank. I mean, seriously.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Bailiff, make sure he gets his Popeye's chicken.
So, this is one of those songs that I wrote mostly for me. Because Ante Up by MOP is one of my favorite songs from... Came out in 2000. I still have the CD. I just dug it down from up there. This CD got a lot of play in my car back in 2000. That song, Ante Up, is just... It's a banger, as they say. And always loved it. I wish I thought of this parody 24 years ago, because I would have done it, but I didn't. I thought of it when I did FuMP, which was it 2018 or 2019? It was a while ago. Or maybe it was 2020. I don't know. But
I don't know if the phrase lawyer up existed in 2000.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's why
This
I didn't
might not
think
be
of
your
it.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hey, man, rhyming victim and dictum. That's just very nice.
I was proud of that one.
Also, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was in Cape Cod over the weekend and emceeing the Portuguese festival, and one of the bands was a Prince band, and all the musicians in it were great. The guitar player in particular was just freaking amazing. So I was just chatting with her a little bit before the show, and she said, "Oh yeah, you a fan of Prince?" And I'm like, "No, he told Al not to look him in the eyes." And your last verse reminded me of that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wrote this song during FuMP, and I didn't finish FuMP that year, whatever year it was. You're supposed to do 14 songs. I think I wrote like 5.5, and before I just ran out of time and got busy with other stuff. But this was one of them, and it's one of those situations where I forgot that I wrote the song, and I had, Lawyer Up on my list of ideas, and it stayed on my list of ideas for a while. And then at some point I was like, yeah, I wrote all those songs for FuMP. I should try to gather those up and record the ones I think are good, because there's still a couple of songs I wrote that I want to record. And I saw Lawyer Up was on there. I'm like, wait a minute, I wrote this already? And then I'm reading the lyrics. I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. All right, let's do this. So,
Cool.
I reached out to Trevor Cochran of the Thumbnuts to do the music for me, and he just pounded it out in about a day and a half, I think. And then we got sidetracked with my covers album, and I had to turn him loose on some of those songs. So this one was put on hold for a while. And then it was like, all right, I haven't posted a song in a little while. I should post something. I'm like, oh yeah, we got Lawyer Up in production. Let's go do that.
Yeah. Talk about efficient.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hang on. To see if my wife can go pick up my son, because I can't.
Right. And neither can I,
Yeah.
in case she asks.
So we posted the song. Trevor got called into work Thursday night. Luke was busy, like, doing stuff. And then I was at the film festival Thursday night. So we're all working on this while working around other things. And we got a mix done. And I was like, all right, I'm going to post this and we can tweak it later. So if you downloaded this song when it was first posted, go back and download the updated mix, because one, it sounds better, but two, it also has Ian at the beginning and Shoebox at the end. The original mix we didn't include those parts. So that's the way you can tell if you have the right mix. If you hear Ian and Shoebox, you've got the right mix.
Cool. And it was nice to be able to hear it. This is the first time I've been on the FuMPCast where live I could actually hear the song, because usually Zoom screws it all up. So
yeah, it's at that original Sound for Musicians. I turned it on, and you can hear it now.
I think you discovered it on my show.
I did. Well, I knew it existed. I didn't know you had to turn it on twice.
Yeah.
Now I do. So.
All right. Happy to help.
So
I was all set. I loaded up the lyrics to follow along, because usually I can't hear well enough what's going on. So I'm just watching lyrics. Hey, I don't even need to look at these lyrics. I found one typo if you're interested.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me know what that is.
In the second verse, the fourth line, it says "kutching," and I think you meant "chutching." I could be wrong.
Okay, I'll fix
I don't even
that.
know if that's a typo.
Actually, it could go either, because I don't know.
It could.
I'll have to go back and listen and see what I actually said, so that the
I'm here to help.
the lyrics match the words.
It's so important.
The other thing with this song is, I originally wasn't going to have Luke do the second vocals on the song, not because I have anything against Luke or didn't think he could do a good job, but because I wanted to try to expand my collaborations with other rappers, and I was trying to think of like other nerdcore rappers or other comedy rappers. There are a couple of them out there who I could work with, who could, shout rap. And I'm thinking like, well, MC Lars, no, I can't picture him doing that. Schaefer the Dark Lord, maybe, like, you know, and I'm going through like all these rappers I know, and I'm like, I kind of couldn't picture any of them doing this song, and I was like, well, Luke can do it. I know Luke can do it, so let's just have Luke do it.
Luke did the hell out of it.
So then, before I sent him the lyrics, I made one change because I didn't want to be cruel. The original line that Luke was supposed to say was the in-flight movie starred Adam Sandler. And I know Luke is a big Adam Sandler fan, and I didn't want him on record disparaging Adam Sandler. So I changed it to Smokey and the Bandit.
Good call.
So, just for you, Luke. And speaking of Luke, he's not here, but he did record a brief video for us to play about him talking about the song. So I'm going to play that now.
Yeah. You know, whenever Luke talks, I have to have snacks.
This is Luke. I am out in Norwich, in England, at my brother's house, in front of his two sheds. There's one, and there's two. Two sheds. Jackson. So yeah, Devo asked me to be on his parody of Ante Up by MOP, and like Ante Up is one of those songs where it's like I had heard it a ton of times, like just in like movies or, you know, whatever, but it never was a song that I, you know, listened to on its own and, you know, really got it like, you know, set in my head. So this one was kind of a little bit difficult for me, just because I wanted to make sure I was like, you know, really giving it the right flavor and hitting the right, you know, syncopations and rhythms, and also getting the right kind of, you know, gravelly hardcore sound that song goes for. So, and then also because I was preparing for this trip to go to England with my family and lots, you know, working my day job, etc., I kind of ended up, you know, waiting until, you know, nearly the last minute to record the vocals. And then the day I was doing them, I suddenly got a message from Trevor, who was putting the song together, that he was called into work early that day, and he basically needed me to get my vocals recorded and sent to him like within like 45 minutes. So I kind of had to rush through recording, and in doing that, I kind of wasn't as precise as I would have liked to have been. And then when he sent off the original mix, like the one that was initially posted at the FuMP, I could hear that I made some mistakes in it, and I basically went through and said, okay, you know, kind of made a list of like, okay, here's the things to fix. I recorded, you know, at least one or two lines or whatever. So, you know, just wanted to make sure I got everything in, because, you know, Devo, you know, writes such great hip hop parodies, obviously, and I want to make sure that I'm, you know, doing the best I can for it. So I think, you know, once we had, you know, the final mix with, you know, like Ian and you know, all the shoebox stuff, and just, you know, I just think it came out really great. I'm really proud of it, and I think, you know, again, you know, another banger from Devo Spice. So yeah, thanks Devo for letting me be on it, and I will talk to you guys when I am back in the States, assuming there is still a country left, you know, in another week or so. So yeah, peace.
All right, so there we go.
The story seems to corroborate yours.
It does. So I have nothing else to say about this song. So if you enjoyed it, it'll be the last track on FuMP 105, which should be coming out soon.
Awesome.
And the first track on FuMP 106 will be yours, that we'll get to in a bit. But first, here's a promo for FuMP 104.
This is the FuMP.
Ultra-Gator, legend of the South. Ultra-Gator, sharp spikes in his mouth. Ultra-Gator's crazy piercing call. Ultra-Gator, he could destroy us all.
Can help you. This dude's insane. Just down the cup of iocane. I can't explain. It's inconceivable.
Some mixer in my booze. They keep on giving me a little 7-Up.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Tip me over and my change falls out. My spout is connected to all of my pockets, my articulations, and all of my sockets. Hey there, Mr. Macchiato Face. You got a coffee mouth and you're a big disgrace. I grind up the beans. Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, the Logan Award nominations are now open, so you can nominate your favorite comedy music tracks from 2023 for a Logan Award. Go to loganawards.com and click on nominations at the top. You can only nominate 5 things, no more, no less. So come up with what you want to nominate before you go there. Anything released during the calendar year of 2023 is eligible. The categories are Outstanding Original Comedy Song, Outstanding Parody Song, and Outstanding Comedy Music Video. So go to loganawards.com. I don't know how long they're going to be open for. I don't know if it says. I'll have to
Usually
ask
it's about a month.
Usually it is. So figure about most of July. You having to nominate your stuff. The 35th anniversary edition of UHF is now out in stores. This is the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray. It is available on Amazon.com and probably some other places as well. So if you're like me and need more copies of UHF in your life, you can go pick that up. And Steve Goodie's new album is coming out July 17th. The Adventures of Super Dork and Fangirl. You can pre-order now at stevegoodie.com.
Thanks to Jason McLean for making that possible.
And we'll talk about that more during your song, I'm sure. Jeff Whitmire's IndieGoGo is up to $2,525 with 24 days to go. You screwed that up, Jeff. Jeez. He's trying to raise $8,000, so if you would like to be a part of this, go to IndieGoGo.com and look up Jeff Whitmire. The only FuMPFest news I have is bad news. Quartet had to cancel again.
Oh, man.
This time because he has another business trip going to Japan. So
that blows.
I know. So
maybe it's time to hold this thing in Japan.
Yeah, really? Right? We can do that. That'll make it easy to plan, I'm sure. And for the just a reminder, I will be opening for Green Jello on August 10th at Dingbats in Clifton. If you are in the New Jersey area, be sure to come out. Go to devospice.com and get your tickets. Merle Lafferty in the chat wants me to talk about NASFIC. I can do that. When is that? NASFIC is happening in 2 weeks, the 18th through the 21st in Buffalo, New York, at the Hyatt Regency, I believe. And I will be performing, and Quartet will be performing, and Bella Via will be performing, and a couple other filkers. I know Randy Hoffman will be there, Marav Hoffman will be there, Gary Elric will be there, and I'm sure that probably going to be a few more. So if you're interested in going to NASFIC, you can go to NASFIC. What is it? NASFIC. Buffalo NASFIC 2024.org. Yeah, and I checked the schedule today, and unfortunately, they've scheduled Mer for things opposite both my concert and Quartet's concert, so she's not going to see either of them. But
man,
we'll hang out, I promise, Mer. All right. That's all the news I got. You got anything in before tour dates?
Just what I already said.
Okay. Tour dates. Sundays online in Nashville, Tennessee. Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee. Steve Goodie hosting at the Bluebird when he's not on tour elsewhere. Sundays online, Two Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goodie and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. The 4th through the 7th in Santa Clara, California, Bonnie Gordon. On the 6th in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. On the 7th on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring the Consortium of Genius. On the 9th in New York, David W. Jacobson. And on the 13th in Oakland, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. All right, Steve, you're up.
Okay.
Give me a quick intro and we'll give this song a listen.
Everybody likes the Carpenters, right?
Right.
That's it.
Here is Why by Steve Goodie.
Why do birds suddenly explode every time you reload? With the magazine on your AR-15, they're blown into smithereens. Why do geese fall down from the sky every time you drive by? Because your Glock, it went off half-cocked, just like you. On the day you bought the gun, the pawn shop asked you whether you knew which sort of weapon was right for you. You said you weren't sure, so you got a Glock and a Ruger and a couple ARs and a Colt and a Hellcat and a Smith & Wesson and a damn machine gun too. And that is why all the ducks in town don't wanna fly. They're staying safe on the ground. Your arsenal makes you look virginal, while you mostly shoot things you weren't aiming at. Your armory and your little PP, they mostly shoot accidentally. You mostly shoot anything in the immediate vicinity. And the toilet seat wants to have a word with you also.
So the description says the idea for this song is at least 30 years old. What's the story with that?
Well, 30 years old, I thought of this song idea.
As a parody of Close to You or just as an original song?
Just the first two lines, Why Did Birds Suddenly Explode, just made me laugh. Because, the original Why Did Birds Suddenly Appear?
Yeah.
I thought Explode is always funny. So but I could never think of the rest of the song until I decided I must think of the rest of the song because I had bought a set of Vibes, and the first thing that came out of me when I was trying my new Vibes after a harrowing couple of weeks putting these things together. Vibes are huge, and this is from the 60s, and it's just a mess. The first thing that came out sounded like Close to You. Like, oh, okay, let's record that. And then must finish lyrics.
Yeah,
So I did.
now that you have a reason to, I guess you never had a reason to explode birds over the past 30 years.
Oh, I had reasons. I just couldn't come up with a story for the song.
You didn't put this song together with when Dick Cheney shot that guy in the face?
Didn't occur to me. Because that was 15 years after I thought of the song. I didn't put it together.
He was bird hunting at the time.
He was, but Cheney's Got a Gun was such a good song.
That's true, yeah. I forgot about that song. That was so good.
Yeah. This song was hard to come up with a title for. It drove me crazy because I wanted it to sound like Close to You, and the chorus changes all the time. Just Like You doesn't really sound like Close to You, and it has nothing to do with the song.
Yeah.
And then they mostly shoot, but still, it's not a whole sentence. It doesn't really. So I just went with Why, because I don't want to give it away. Also.
Yeah. Well, I've run into that with a couple of songs where, like, in fact, I'm facing that issue on a new song I'm working on. Is I don't know what to title it other than something that gives away the joke, and I don't want to give away the joke in the title of the song. So I'm not sure what to call this song, but I'll deal with that after I record it because I haven't even recorded it yet.
I've got a friend there's just no title for the song except the punchline, so he called it Love Song Number 5605.
That'll work. I can be. Mine could be love song number 5606 because it is sort of a love song.
I don't think that's taken. Google that, but I think that's available.
Okay. I could do that actually. So this is going to be from your upcoming album.
Yes, sir.
And we had the artwork on screen while the song was playing.
Oh, that's nice.
Looks amazing.
How about that artwork?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's good stuff. Chuck does good stuff. She's super talented.
She does. Yes, she is.
So tell us about Super Dork and Fangirl.
Oh, I don't know. We were just chatting, I don't know, around January, Chuck and me about superheroes. I don't know how this came up. And then I just started calling myself Super Dork because I wish I remember the context of the conversation. Chuck might remember. And then she decided to be Fangirl, and we just thought, that'd be fun to have a comic book. And then I don't think we really planned for it to do anything, but then she brought it up again. We have to do this. Okay, we'll do this. So we did it.
Chuck's like me. Once she has an idea, she doesn't want to abandon it, you know. It's like, yeah, I like that idea. Let's actually do it. Yeah, no, I want to actually do it. You know, like make stuff and do stuff. Yeah.
As opposed to not doing things.
Chuck says she doesn't remember the context either, so
that's too bad.
Oh well.
We'll
just have to invent some new context at some point.
Yeah. Or get the CIA to uncover the tapes of the conversations. They probably exist somewhere.
Yeah, probably the NSA. Check with them first.
NSA, that's what I meant. I can never think of NSA when I want to. I always go with TSA, and that's not right.
No. That's a different...
Nope.
SA.
Whole different.
Yeah.
Yes. SA.
Yeah. So what are the plans for Edinburgh this year?
The plan is to arrive in Edinburgh on July 25th and then immediately head to Ireland, where I'm hoping I've got a few gigs in Bangor and then a couple of gigs possibly in the Cork area. And then that'll take me a few days and then go back to Edinburgh in advance of the festival, which starts on August 2nd officially. I'll get there probably on the 30th of July because I am doing tech for at least 3 shows, hoping to do more than that, as well as my own show. So it's going to be another insanely busy August for me. I will be performing Al, the Weird Tribute, and how Daniel Radcliffe got mixed up in this nonsense from August 2nd through August 24th every day except the 11th. It's the one day off that I actually have at 9:05 p.m. So if you're going to be in Great Britain, I'm talking to you, Luke. Come on by at the space at Surgeons Hall.
He'll be back by then. Sorry.
I knew he'd have an excuse. Well, somebody's got to do this show.
Yeah.
So yay.
All right, cool.
I had a funny thing. One of the promo thing, I've got a PR person who points me to things that are recommended that I submit text or advertising or promo, whatever, to. And one of them is an online magazine that asks you to interview yourself, which is a great way to save money on actually hiring staff. You just have all the performers interview themselves.
Yeah.
Very clever. And they ask you a bunch of questions. And one of the questions is, what other shows besides your own would you recommend at the Fringe? And I picked 3 of my favorites, and I made horrible mistakes on 2 of the 3. On one, I spelled my friend's name wrong in the post, so that's great. He alerted me to that immediately. And in the other one, my friend Allison Larkin, who's just brilliant. I think I may have talked about her before. She was born in Georgia and adopted by British parents when she was less than a month old. So she was raised British, never knew anything else. And then when she found out she was adopted, of course, she, like so many adopted people, wanted to find out where she was from. So she went back and met her mom in Georgia. And one of the best lines from her show about this says, I thought I was a lady. It turns out I'm a redneck. And she has a show she's doing over there. It's got nothing to do with that. And it's going to be brilliant about how her fiance of many years died a couple years ago. And she has a show called Grief, a Comedy. And I haven't seen it yet, but she's doing it all month long. And we're looking forward to seeing each other in Edinburgh. We haven't seen each other in over 20 years. So I wrote a review of her show, having never seen it, thinking, I can trust Allison. I'm sure I get enough of the feel of this thing. So I wrote stuff like, this is brilliant. You must go see this. Absolutely. Allison Larkin is perfection in theater. And this show, you think it's going to be horrible, but it makes you laugh. It makes you cry. I said, it's hilarious. It's miserable. It's a must see, or something like that. And her first words to me when I said that I posted this, she said, it's not miserable. Why would I put that word in there? Why? What is wrong with me?
Were you able to go back and edit it?
Too late. Can't do it. I would think people would take that as funny, the context that I put it in.
Yeah.
And I said to Allison, okay, if that's it, from now on when I write reviews, it will only be after I've seen the show. That's my new policy.
Yeah. It seems to be a good one to have.
Yeah.
I used to listen to a podcast called Seen Unseen Movie Reviews, where there were two hosts where one of them sees the movie and the other one doesn't, and they talk about the movie.
And you have to guess which one has seen it?
No, it was always the same guy who saw it. I'm like, I don't know why the other guy was even on the show. They were two aspiring filmmakers, and like they just talked about the guy who never saw the films knew what he was talking about. He knew film and history about and stuff like that, and he knew the actors and stuff. He just didn't see the film, so it was...
Sounds like he's an aspiring film watcher.
Yeah. But it was a fun show while it lasted.
It does sound good.
All right, so do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Come see me in Edinburgh, and if you're going to be in Nashville on July 17th, which is 2 weeks from yesterday, come see me at Agave's Mexican restaurant, where I'll be performing all the weird trivia and how Daniel Radcliffe got mixed up in this nonsense, I believe, for the last time in the States before I go to Edinburgh. Come on by.
All right. Cool. Sounds good. Let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
Oops. Wrong thing. Nope, not that either.
Time
God
for
damn
funny
it.
music.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback.
I apparently forgot how to push buttons. I don't know how to push buttons anymore.
I know exactly how you feel right this moment. I know exactly.
Well, yours is even worse because you have all the foot pedals, right?
Yeah.
All right. Feedback.
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Father Beast wrote, Luke, I worked with a guy a while back who said he had ADD but had a different approach. He realized that he could pay for some expensive prescription stimulants or he could just drink coffee. This guy drank coffee all the time, all day, every day. He said he would continue to drink coffee until bed since coffee did not keep him up. Something to consider. It's a different kind of stimulant. It affects different parts of the body. I don't know that it actually works for ADD. Father Beast also said, the most parodied song that came to mind when it was brought up was TNT by AC/DC. I came up with at least 2 parodies of TNT while I was in high school, one of which, PCP, was fairly developed. And I can think of 7 parodies of TNT I've heard offhand. It's just so easy to do. The 12 Days of Christmas has got to be up there, though. Thank you, Father Beast. And over on YouTube, we have a comment from Mega Super Noise, who says, I like how Luke has a song called Independence Day, but he requested his Stephen Colbert song to be on the 4th of July playlist. I forgot about his Independence Day song, actually, but that's about the movie, not the holiday. So, And... A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, Luke, to answer your question, the amazing digital circus is, as the creator puts it, what happens if you mix Toy Story, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and the Twilight Zone episode 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. It produced by Glitch Productions and has a girl given the name Ponmi being forced to live in a crazy cartoony digital world and go on adventures set by an AI named Kane. So far, 2 episodes have aired on the Glitch YouTube page, and there has been many fan songs about it, several of which I've played on my show so far. For example, Digital Hallucination by Oreo, and the cast of the show has been the most requested song on my Whacked Out 40 so far. I've been trying to have that get airplay on Dr. Demento, but nothing yet. And speaking of the doc, yes, I'd love to see that crossover between him and Alistair. That would be a riot. And Tease Chillin wrote, Devo tracked down Reanimator in order to meet Dr. Pinkerton's demands. Amusingly, I recently happened upon and watched a video where someone dug into the history of the Eurodance-like song Move Your Dead Bones for Beyond Reanimator, the third installment of the 1985 comedic Lovecraft-inspired horror movie Reanimator. Thank you, Tease Chillin'. I loved Reanimator when I was in high school. And I know I've seen Bride of Reanimator. I don't know that I ever saw Beyond Reanimator. I'll have to look it up and see. Refresh my memory.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, they're fantastic. Great films. He develops this like green goop and he injects it into body parts like a severed hand and it just comes alive. So now there's a severed hand walking around his table.
Oh, nice.
Great stuff. All right. That's all the feedback we got for this week.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a joke.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Dead by 28. And Tuesday's song is by Joe J. Thomas. So keep pumping them out here at the FuMP. All right, I need a Spotify playlist topic for next week. Any suggestions, Steve?
Me?
Yeah.
Reanimated body parts.
I don't know that there's a lot of songs about that.
I think they just said there were.
Well, there's...
Am I crazy?
Did
I hear that wrong?
Move Your Dead Bones. I don't know that that's a comedy song.
Hey, Brad and I did a song about Frankenstein hunting for parts.
That's true.
And reanimated. We put them together. So maybe it's not the same thing, but... All right, you want a different one?
Yeah.
Dark chocolate. Let's go with that.
Dark chocolate. I'll see what I can find. All right, chocolate salty balls. Chocolate rain?
Why not?
All right.
There's got to be more than that.
Yeah, I'll find some. I know there's more. All right. So, all right, my music can be found at devospice.com. Steve, plug yourself one more time.
SteveGoodie.com.
All right.
Everything else is there.
Let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm the great Luke Ski.
No, you're not.
I'm not. I wish.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
Chip, chip, cheerio, and all that.
Wow.